Hey everybody, it's Dave Ward, and in advance of the big news that Beachbody is merging with a company called MYX Fitness, which will bring the MYX stationary bike to Beachbody On Demand. I'm going to start doing some more information about indoor cycling and all the things that I love about indoor cycling. So I've got 5 things today, I may even have a 6th. I have been a cyclist for many, many years. It's really only been the last 2 or 3 two and a half, that I've been focusing more and more on indoor cycling. And there's a number of reasons why. So here's number 1. It's kind of obvious. It's that it's indoors. So when the weather's not cooperating, I don't have to worry about running around on slick roads or out in the cold or off in the wind or any of that stuff. I'm on a climate-controlled environment, and I make the environment the way I want it, which is really, really nice. The other thing is, there's nothing in your way. There's no potholes. There's no rocks in the road. There's no cars. Some guy in a white Porsche buzzed me in Cardiff the other day. By the way, I'm looking for you, bud. You don't have to deal with any of that stuff. It's just your ability to get on the bike, do the work, and really, really focus. And that's actually the second thing that I really, really like, is the precision it brings to training and to things like understanding your heart rate and becoming more and more fit. So I have a very advanced cycling computer. This is a Wahoo Element Roam. I'm not sure how the camera's going to pick that up, but it's monitoring a whole lot of things about me and about my ride, how fast I'm going, what the grade is that I'm going up or down, what my heart rate is, how much power I'm putting out, a lot of different metrics about me. The thing is, when you're watching out for the guy in the white Porsche and you're looking for rocks on the road and a dog running across the road, you don't have a whole lot of time to really focus on that. The other thing is, sometimes I'd go out, before I started indoor cycling, I'd go out and I'd maybe just go for a ride. I'd try to do some intervals. Say I'm going to do like 1 minute, go hard, or maybe 2 minutes. Problem there is you hit a stop sign, or you hit a stop light, or there's some sort of other traffic that just sort of interrupts those intervals. It's really difficult to do work like that on the road. Or maybe you get to a point where you've done a hard interval and you want to take a little bit of a rest to recover from that interval, but there's a hill. What are you going to do, stop? I want to keep riding, right? So doing that type of work out on the road is really, really difficult. When you're doing indoor cycling, it's incredibly easy to do. So just as an example, I got workouts from today and yesterday. Yesterday was hard, 1 hour and 5 minutes. I spent 40 minutes in the upper heart rate zones. Actually, about 40 minutes in the upper heart rate zones, where I'm working really hard, pushing my body, I'm burning a lot of sugar, doing those things. Today was a recovery ride, totally different. 52 minutes, spent 0 time in those upper rates. The whole thing is spent in the lower heart rate zone so my body can recover, and we're doing interval work. And because these heart rate-based training and power-based training programs, in particular I'm using Zwift right now, but I'll be using the MYX Fitness stuff when that MYX Fitness bike comes to Beachbody, they're really smart. And this one, the intervals were taking me right to the edge of my heart rate zone. So for me, where I start zone 3 is at 153 beats per minute. It took me up to 151. That's my my high heart rate today. So that's obviously a super easy workout, but those workouts are really important. They help you build a lot of base fitness, and they help you build a lot of endurance, and you're also staying in these lower fat burning zones if weight loss is really your primary goal. So that's really another reason, because when I can do precise heart rate training and I can get myself to a point where I'm able to put out more power at a lower heart rate, I have more fun when I go out on the road because I can just ride a lot harder. So the third thing that I really like is being able to focus on technique. Cadence is one of the things. So cadence is how fast you're turning over the pedals with the revolutions per minute. That's another thing I love about this, is that it'll tell you like, hey, I want you to pedal at 90 RPM or 85 RPM or 100 RPM. And it allows you to really focus on these different, getting a feel for what that feels like. That's really hard to do when you're riding outside. With indoor cycling, it's super, super easy, and it's actually a part of almost every program, and I fully expect it's going to be the case with a MYX bike. The other thing is the pedal stroke itself. Most people, what they do is they kind of mash down on the pedal using mostly the quad, mash down on the pedal and just allow their other foot to just kind of come around and then mash down and allow the other foot to come around using the momentum from this downstroke. Well, when you're inside, you can focus on the entire stroke. So meaning not just the mashing down, but also the bottom of the stroke and pulling up. There's a huge amount of power to be gained over just mashing on the pedals, mashing on the pedals constantly. That's really hard to do when you're outside because you've got a million different things going on and a million distractions. Don't get me wrong, I love riding outside, but this is one area where indoor cycling is clearly better. Third reason, I think this actually applies to both indoor cycling and outdoor cycling, or IRL, in real life as we call it. It's just low impact. I'm 49 now, little shoulder injury, doing some higher impact stuff, hurt myself skiing. And the bike is super low impact. I've been doing Beachbody programs since 2003. And some of them are super effective, but extremely hard. Programs like Insanity and Insanity Max 30, where pretty much every day you're working out, you're just pounding. Those workouts work. They're super effective. I'm not going to tell you that they're not, because they are, and they help my cycling a ton. That was actually one of the first things I noticed when I did Insanity for the first time, like in 2009, I think it was, is I just all of a sudden got way faster on the bike. However, super high impact exercises that really do beat your body up. The fifth thing I really love about it is that it's extremely easy to monitor your progress. I think sometimes with a lot of the people that I coach, they're just focused on the scale. And the scale is really just giving you one metric, which is how much do you weigh. That can be super deceptive, especially if you're doing a program where you're also building a lot of muscle while you're burning fat. Your overall weight on the scale might not change. However, when you have something like heart rate data, you have a measurable thing. And it's something that's really easy to measure. And as you go through all the different workout programs, they're designed to kind of do one basic thing, which is get you to put more power out at a lower heart rate for a longer period of time. That's really actually very easy to monitor rather. I had a mentor that I worked with for 2 years, a guy named Bo Eason, used to be an NFL player, and he told me that it's impossible to be competitive at something you don't track. And I was like, yeah, that's right. If you're not tracking it, you can't possibly be competitive in that area. You're not going to really make any positive gains. So in this case, I love indoor cycling and cycling in general because it's easy to track and it's easy to monitor your progress and see whether you're improving. And I think the sixth reason that I love indoor cycling is just fun. There's a lot of different things you can do, from the live classes where you're in a room with a group of people, you're competing against each other. That's kind of fun. On a day like today where I had a super easy workout that quite frankly is a little bit boring, but again, in the overall scheme of things, super important to do, I just put on a podcast. Shout out to Joe Rogan, by the way. He kept me entertained today. And I put on a podcast, watch some Joe Rogan, sit down, kind of go through, do my little easy workout, get my body ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow I looked at the workout. It's more like yesterday. It's going to be super hard. And again, that's one of the things that I just love about the structure that you get from indoor cycling, is that it allows you to monitor what you're doing and have a lot of structure in a way that you just can't do outside unless you find a certain given area where maybe you can do repeats on the same hill and there's no traffic and there's no nothing. And again, it's made me such a stronger cyclist that when I do go out and ride, especially riding with other people, I feel like I have a much more efficient pedal stroke. That my heart rate numbers, my body's more efficient, and I've increased my power output as a result. So huge fan of indoor cycling. So excited for Beachbody to bring indoor cycling to Beachbody On Demand. It's going to be insane when we integrate that MYX fitness bike with our existing platform. So super excited about that. Really looking forward to helping people get better and get results on the bike and just have fun. Because I think at the end of the day, if it's not fun, you're probably going to quit, because that's what most people do. But if you can find something that makes life really fun for you, then I think you're in for a long, healthy, and enjoyable existence. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.